On today's show, we've got the best random tech gifts, a budget tablet that you're gonna love, and a 1-week review of the iMac Pro. It's time for Unboxed Daily. Welcome to Unboxed Daily. I'm your host, Jason, and yes, my hair always looks this good. As always, we're bringing you the best from the world of product reviews and unboxing videos. Any thoughts or questions? Leave me a comment or tweet at us at GetUnboxed. This holiday season, I know you're looking for great deals for awesome tech, and we're here to help. And to start, we're gonna take a look at this video from Dave2D, where he reviews a $200 smartphone that seems a little too good to be true.
It feels fast. I mean, with 6 gigs of RAM, it's gonna be nice, but I'm not super impressed. Not that it's not good, it's just that there's so many cheap phones right now that are just as fast as this, so it doesn't really stick out as being an amazing performer or anything like that, but it's good. The screen is awesome. I'm really impressed by it. It's an AMOLED panel, 5.99 inches, so basically 6 inches. It's big, it's bright, it's colorful. It's one of the best, if not the best screen I've seen at this $200 price point.
So you know, with the Doji Mix 2, you're getting kind of a mixed bag. It's a large piece of construction and the form factor's kind of whatever, the Face ID is kind of terrible. But the screen's really good and it comes with a lot of accessories for a phone at that price point. So if you're looking for a budget phone for a gift this holiday season, it's certainly worth considering, even if you're not thinking about it for, your day-to-day driver. If you're thinking about getting a gaming laptop this holiday season, the Gigabyte Aero 15X might be the one for you. It packs a punch and it comes in a relatively thin form factor, which means you can bring your gaming laptop pretty much anywhere. And here to give you the 411 on this awesome piece of hardware is Linus from Linus Tech Tips, doing his usual beautiful review of this piece of hardware.
It's beautiful. Manufacturers, or at least Gigabyte anyway, are finally listening to me. That is a 94.24 watt-hour battery. That is right near the legal limit for what you can take on a plane with you, and I might cry a little here because it's also got sockets for adding more M.2 storage and upgrading your RAM instead of soldered solutions for either of those.
The only downside to a gaming laptop is that the panel is usually subpar comparative to like a 4K gaming monitor that you might have at home. Still, if you want to be able to game on the road, it's an excellent pickup and definitely worth your time. So let's say you're on the road, but you don't want to bring a laptop with you. You're going to take a tablet and you really just want one that's stripped down and just hits the basic needs you would have to stay in touch and make sure things at home are good. Well, this latest one from Huawei should definitely catch your attention. It's about a $200 price point, it's fairly stripped down, but it comes with a lot of great accessories, and the guys at TechSource say it's worth your attention.
I have to say, I'm really impressed with how fluid the user interface is. Navigating around the home screens and the app menu is very snappy. While I'm not a fan of the manufacturer bloatware, Huawei actually included some really useful apps like the Notepad, which is a lot more organized from Google Keep. Huawei skin is also fairly light, especially compared to most popular Android OEMs, and this skin actually does a good job with optimizing performance and battery life. UI aside, the tablet also performed well in most games I threw at it, like Mario Run, Asphalt 8, and my overall experience was very pleasant with web browsing and even running social media apps.
Between having a split screen setup, good UI, great battery life, yeah, I think that one might be worth considering. All right, let's throw logic out the window for a moment. We're gonna show you some of the best random tech out there, as demonstrated by Esposito. And we're gonna start with his review of the Motiv Ring. Now, Motiv is a company that's doing essentially what Fitbit does, but they're fitting it all on a ring. And I gotta tell you, they have packed some impressive technology in this little piece of hardware.
This thing tracks your sleep, activity, and even your heart rate. And it's extremely light, yet durable with a titanium shell, but also packs water resistance up to 165 feet. This thing is the first activity tracker to put a heart rate sensor into something so small. And on top of that, it features 3-day battery life and 2-day onboard memory just in case you don't want to bring your smartphone along for the ride. So when the battery is running low, you can actually easily charge it with one of the 2 small magnetic USB chargers that it comes with. Now, along with that, all of your tracked steps, calories, distance, and activity minutes will automatically sync wirelessly during use.
We actually went to E3 this past year with the folks at Motiv. I've never had a chance to test their ring, but I was super excited to see this review, and I'm really glad to see that their stuff is well worth the wait. Yesterday was the first day you could go onto Apple and actually purchase for your own use an iMac Pro. Fortunately though, some folks have been able to have it for just a little bit longer and review it after a full week's worth of use, like Marquez Brownlee, who's got the full hookup on what his experiences have been with the iMac Pro.
Like if you're someone like me who's pushing a lot of big raw frames, if you're in Final Cut Pro, if you're doing motion graphics, if you're pushing a lot of data around, if you're doing a lot of rendering, this will all be faster on a machine like this that can actually handle it. An iMac Pro is indeed faster than a regular iMac. It shows up in synthetic benchmarks, which you'd expect given the newer hardware. And it also shows up in real-world performance. Differences in render times like this over the long term add up to a lot of saved time.
It is worth noting that some of the higher-end upgrades for the iMac Pro won't actually be available until early next year. So if you're holding out for the best piece of hardware you can get your hands on, you'll probably find it's worth it, but you might get impatient in the meantime. And that's it for our show. Thanks as always for joining. If you want to see more, head on over to unboxed.tv or look us up on the iOS store. In the meantime, I'll be back here tomorrow with more great news from the world of product reviews and unboxing videos. I'm your host, Jason. Have a great day.